How do you like that? Welcome to Small Talk on another Thursday. Brand new intro, brand new logo. Super excited about all that. I hope we didn't blow out y'all's audio. But guys, how's it going?
Hey man, happy to be here. That was pretty fun. I don't know, it was pretty close on the start of the go live
I
there though.
think
We'll
it
see
was
how.
about. It was right there.
I
God,
was.
Yeah.
we were. Hey, but it worked. It worked.
It worked. I think it was perfect. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing good. It's almost the weekend. It feels like it should be Friday, but yeah. It's Thursday night and ready to talk about some SDCC, some wrap up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Well, guys, we have a jam-packed show. Of course, we have a lot of the SDCC stuff that we missed because we were on the previous Thursday before they really went live. And I know a lot of us have already seen it, but we'll kind of wrap it up and then get on past this con season. There's a couple other shows happening, but other than that, we're getting ready for the slowdown and inching our way closer to awards season. I think here maybe next show we'll talk about top five figures that we think should be in the running at least. But let's check in with the chat real quick before we get started. Toy Mafia, as always, number one. Lane Kramer's here. Toy Mafia again. Let's see. Maxim, Mark
Hey guys.
Pearson, and Jason Nelson. Man, Jason Nelson has been traveling the country. He just retired from the military, and he's enjoying himself, finding a lot of cool stuff at Targets, Walmarts around the country. Stuff that haven't really hit here yet either, too. So he's having a lot of fun doing what he's doing.
Very cool.
But you know what? Before we do that, don't forget to join our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Remember the things you have to do for it. Join Collector Zone Cantina Facebook page. Subscribe to Collecting Weekly. Join Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. And for your bonus points, subscribe to 16Fix. That's Marco's channel. And then the Ben Thomas Show. And that'll get you your bonus codes. And we'll have another bonus code later tonight. And guys, if you haven't done it already, sign up. We are getting very close to that 3,000 mark. Last I looked, it was about 20 more is about where we need to be. So
Nice.
make sure you're signing up for this awesome carnage. All right, guys. What did y'all get into this week? I'll go last.
All right. Well, I don't know if you got it handy right there, but
Where did I skip through
basically.
all that?
Oh. All right. Well, host on the main show lately here and there, and CW family Eddie Mendez did me a huge solid and picked up the Jazzwares exclusive Warthog for me at SDCC, and I'm so excited to get this. It's officially in town because a buddy put it in his suitcase and brought it over, and because he was coming to an event we're doing in Toronto this weekend. He was messing with me that Customs was going to confiscate it. I don't know if that was real or not, but apparently it made it over, and I am real excited. Apparently the box has like some black lights built into it. It's going to be real hard to open it up, but I probably will.
Yeah, for me, small scale. I didn't actually have any new small scale, but I can. I did get a new 6 scale. If you want to know which it was.
Yeah, let us know.
It was Bo Katan. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I
I
mean,
liked Bo-Katan. I
yeah,
liked her in the.
I love the character. Yeah, from Clone Wars and all that, and the helmets is awesome. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I had to grab that one.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Katie Sackhoff gives a cool interview and suddenly.
Oh,
Oh no. All right. Well, we'll keep going. As soon as he fixes that, we'll jump right back to him. I got quite a bit. So the first thing I got was the Model One. Oh, Chris, you want to finish what you were saying?
Yeah, Katie's,
Oh, I
the
don't know where it
interview.
cut. I don't know where it cut off. That's all we're gonna say about Katie Sackhoff's interview. It's fine.
The gods of Katie Sackhoff knew you were talking shit. And Brenton's joining us. We should have Steve jumping in a little bit later too. But I got this this Model 1
What up,
Iron
Brenton?
Man, the Mark 1 Iron Man. Man, this thing is so cool.
Hey.
It's got a bunch of little scratches on it and dings and stuff. It looks really good. Try to get as close to a Tells the Suspense 39 pose as possible, and then it was just, I like this one better. But he comes with a decent amount. I mean, he has the 2 rocket boosters and then the smoke that goes along with it. I don't see myself using those. And then he's got two extra hands. The other thing that I got was the new Black Widow from that same line, the Beyond Earth's Mightiest, and she is awesome, man. You know, I think this is just me. I don't know, but I think she could be in the she could make the running for figure of the year for 1/12. I don't know. There's probably better stuff, but I really like this one. For the price, you get 3 head sculpts, or 3 total. You get her. What are her bands called? The
Gauntlets?
I guess they're just gauntlets. I thought they were called something else, but you got 2 like regular just gauntlets, and then the ones with the little beam on it, and then 2 that are smoking, 2 extra smoke effects, 2 other little red little effect pieces, 2 guns, and she has 4 sets of extra hands. And I just really like the short hair version, so I'm keeping her with that.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
And the next thing I got in, I was gonna open this hopefully when Steve got here, but we'll just do it anyways. He helped me out big time and got me this SDCC Lightning Collection Black Ranger. Had one on order with Entertainment Earth, but he beat him to it and he found it. He said, "I'll ship it to you, man." So a big thank you to Steve from Casual Nerd Problems for this. And it also included a button and then a little like a badge tag. So
Nice.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that, but I'm thinking I might put it on my microphone somewhere. But let me show y'all real quick, just because I didn't open it yet. Have it right here.
The
And,
pin is really cool too.
I'm definitely gonna have to heat it up. These neck joints have been popping out for people, so I don't want to risk that. So I'm just gonna heat the whole thing up, make sure all the arms are good and stuff like that. He also has his axe cannon, and then here's his helmet, and then unfortunately missing out on one of the guns with the blade. I'm missing the one with the blade, so there should be a blade that goes with that. But first time that's happened with my Lightning collection since they went to the no windows. He has 4 extra hands as well, but probably the biggest thing I'm excited for is that morpher. So can't really see it, but on the screen. But if you look close, the mastodons really are visible on that. Oh, last thing he has is the lightning effects that go around his body. So this is real cool. I saw someone on one of the other sites. They kind of turned this around and made it like a beam on the floor. Like when he hit his axe on the floor, and it made that lightning effect. But
Cool.
Again, huge shout out to Steve for that. I really appreciate it. Don't have to wait on it anymore. Only missing 3 of them now. I have Red Ranger, Green Ranger, and Pink Ranger all on order, and I'm just waiting on those guys to come in. But I am gonna go ahead and sell my OG Lightning Collection figures, all of them, at least for the Mighty Morphin, before I get those in, just to kind of create some more funds and stuff.
Controversial.
Yeah, really.
So those are like an exclusive. They're like a new updated sculpt, or
Yeah, some people were saying like the heads were off, like just like the likeness, I guess, and then just some other functionalities to it. I don't really know the details too much. I just really like the lightning effect that comes with it, that goes around their body. There's this place called Alley's Express, I think it's called, and they have some other kind of lightning effects that are similar, but they're just taller. And I was debating buying those, but I hear a lot of people have problems with that. But yeah, Brenton, how's it going, man? Did you get anything new?
I did. I got quite a few things, surprisingly. Things are going good. I'll actually get this this new Elektra as Daredevil, actually, arrived.
Is that the one that came with the subscription? Or is that just oh no, that's a regular release, right?
Yeah, this is just the regular release. I bought it from Hasbro Pulse, and this is a fantastic figure. Like, I don't think that costume is going to be made anywhere else.
Yeah.
To a degree, and then
not,
I kind of got
that
sucked in.
that a couple of issues that she had in there was pretty hot for a while too.
Yeah, I think she ran for like 10 issues or so of that last volume. But then I kind of got sucked into these Spider-Man the Animated Series 2-packs, and I got someone like Aunt May. Poor
Classic.
Aunt May. I mean, she actually looks good. I was surprised. But she's a fun figure.
I will never,
Yeah.
when I hear Aunt May, I'll never not think of that traumatic moment from the Sam Raimi film where her hospital room got pumpkin bombed. I'll just always think of that.
She came with Doc Ock, though, and Doc Ock is badass. He looks
legit.
straight
Yeah,
out of
that's
the
good.
cartoon. I love that one. And then today, I actually just got, so Mary Jane came in from the animated series, which I don't think, and I thought her portrait was better than what we're used to seeing. Like, from the pictures, I was like, I don't know if I like this portrait, but seeing it in hand, it's actually quite good. And then this Green Goblin, and I love the portrait on this Green Goblin right from the animated series. This is a fantastic portrait on this thing.
Wow, that's good.
I love how menacing he looks, and even the I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but like the Norman, if I don't throw it on the ground, the Norman portrait here is actually really good, and it has the cornrows in his hair.
I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but it does kind of look like that.
I know.
Doesn't
I don't know why Norman's always had that hair.
They're like waves, I think.
Yeah, they're waves.
But even so,
waves.
that is a cool detail. Those retro figures are really, they really hit the details right.
Yeah, I'm actually really sad that they only did
What's
4
up, Steve?
2-packs.
What's up?
So the last one is just a Peter Parker and Smythe from the animated series, and then that's it with the 2-packs, which is a real shame.
There's 4 total?
Yeah, because they started off with the Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage 2-pack, and then it was Ant-Man, Doc Ock,
Yeah, okay,
Mary
I
Jane
forgot
and Green
about the
Goblin, and
Carnage.
now Peter Parker and Smythe.
Steve, did you get anything cool in?
Damn it. Okay, am I uninvited if I'm... No kidding. No, I got this. Somebody actually sent this to me. I need to get his name again, but this is going to be a giveaway pretty soon because he watches the channel all the time, and I was like, but I want it. But yeah, we agreed it's going to be a giveaway, so this is about it, though. Just a CTC book.
So Steve, I went ahead and you just barely missed it, maybe like 4 minutes ago. I opened up the Black Ranger. Looks amazing, right? I really appreciate you getting that for me.
Uh-oh.
There's one thing, man. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. He's supposed to come with 3 guns. Look, I'll see if I can show you real quick.
Oh, yeah, I took one of the guns, by the way.
Oh yeah, I bet. Right. See, he comes with 3. He comes with 3
He's
guns.
fast.
Gotta learn my directions here. He comes with 3 guns. This one right here with the blade, it's not in there, man. Not in there.
How do we
Eh.
take... that's crazy.
But you know what though? It's okay. I typically don't use that, and it's gonna pose just fine. So again, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for getting that to me.
No problem. You know what I love about it the most? The pin that you got with it. I was like, I hate you. That's
It's
so cool.
legit, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't find something for it, and I'll just send it back.
Power Rangers is 30. Good
30,
lord.
man. Okay, guys. So, I have a question for you guys. So this just happened the other day. I was on a Power Ranger forum, and this guy he bought an autographed Lightning Collection Alpha 5 and Zordon. I don't remember if it was both signatures or just Zordon's signature on it. But he said he had a mint condition one already. He traded it in. They got $30 credit for it. The other one was $70 with the signature. His concern was it didn't have a COA, right? And people are commenting like, "Oh, I would never buy something without a COA." And then I chime in and I say, when it comes to resale, at least for shops, they will not take the COA if you have it into consideration in the sell, because anybody can print a COA. Now, if it's a reputable one, JSA, CGC, CBCS, some Beckett, some of these other more reputable places, they would probably take that into consideration. That's a place where shops would typically go to get things graded or verified, things like that. And this other guy commented on my post saying, "Why would someone forge it? That would be a felony and stuff, all this kind of stuff, right?" And I just was trying to explain to him what I told you guys. If it's a resell to a shop, or even a shop selling it, they don't really take the COA into consideration. So my question is to you guys: would you get a figure signed, first of all, and would it be a big deal or not if you had a COA with it?
Oh man. All right. So this is perfect because I'm about to get like 10 figures signed on Saturday. So the thing is, like, especially with the Zordon, like I saw a story going around about the actor who played Zordon. That's like the big head in the glass thing, right? Yeah. This guy came into work for like 3 hours and they used him for the whole run of the show, and they paid him like $200 and he was in like every episode, and he worked one day. So this doesn't strike me as the type of autograph you would fake. Like, you do some ancillary research, because the guy's probably made more money on the convention scene than he ever did in Power Rangers as Zordon, obviously.
For reference, it's this guy right here. But he comes in a 2-pack with Alpha 5. And see, there's mine. It's signed too.
Yeah. So, it's but yeah, like I don't think a COA is important depending on the actor or whoever's signing it, because for example, like we got a local convention this weekend where the guy who basically started 3 3/4 Star Wars figures is there. And he's a known entity who goes around to a lot of conventions. And if you're talking about a signature that you could get at 10 different conventions on the average year, it's probably pretty safe, at least if you look at it and compare it to a known example. So I think it's fine without a COA.
Badfish, what do you think?
I've never really delved into the signature scene, but I think if I did enough research and I wasn't paying an outrageous price, if I was buying it, say, on the secondary market, I wouldn't totally bother me. Yeah, I would have to do a lot of research to understand, I guess, that world more. But I would still, if the price wasn't outrageous, I'd probably still consider it.
Brenton, so I think we run into this a lot in the comic book world, where you go through some back issues, or maybe they have a key wall, right? And back in the day, there's this company called Wizard, right? And they would have fan signings and things like that, and they would enclose theirs in that signature book with it. Wizard being a little bit more reputable than just a random shop printing it out. But what do you think when it comes to figures and with comics?
I feel like the COAs don't mean a whole lot, even from a reputable place, because I know like Midtown Comics makes their own, because they do a lot of signings where they'll get people to come in for the first issue of a run, Unknown Comics does a lot of signings, and they just all make their own COAs. So it's kind of just this meaningless thing that you have to trust in them to say they were there and saw someone sign this. Or I feel maybe like it's slightly different with CGC, that they're encapsulating it, and you know for sure it was witnessed and it's protected then. Maybe it's because they have more strict guidelines than some of these other places. Because I think even if you buy anything from the J. Scott Campbell store, he just has like a printed COA that comes with it. So, I mean, everybody just makes their own thing.
And
like
a
you
lot
said,
of times you pay extra for it.
yeah, and it's for something printed with a design. I mean, it's not like it's notarized or anything.
Right.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like somebody like J. Scott Campbell, like how many autographs do you think he has floating out there? Like it's not, like unless it was like a first print of like one of his early books, there's not a lot of value in faking it. You know what I mean? That's all I was trying to say.
Also, like Turner too. Turner signed everything, and those are good examples of books that you could find signed that are just in back issues.
Yeah, and I think where the value really comes in with the signings are maybe people that don't really sign stuff. Like Steve Ditko wasn't like a huge signer of his books. He was like, yeah, I did that one time. Now leave me alone. So that was always his mentality of approaching these. Whereas like, I feel like guys like maybe Jim Lee, where he's like signed a billion things.
Sam De La Rosa.
Yeah, I mean, those guys that they've signed everything.
Or
So
even
it's not like
Stan Lee.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, even Stan Lee. And you saw his stuff jumped when he died. But then I think it's slowly coming back down now. Like, people always try to capitalize on a death.
Well, even with Stan Lee, there was this kind of movement where everybody's like, when he goes, like millions, hundreds of thousands, stuff like that. And a lot of comic shops took this thing of, out of respect for Stan Lee, we are not buying any signed Stan Lee stuff for this period of time.
Yeah, it's definitely the wrong time to to buy Stan Lee shortly after he died, because the guy, he made so much time for his fans, and he probably did like 1,000 conventions in the last 10 years of his life. So there's a lot of autographs out there.
Steve, so how does it work with statues? I know sometimes people will get the bottom of a base signed, or they'll get a custom plaque done or something like that, have them sign that. How does it work for statues?
Yeah, it's usually the bottom of the base. Like the bones that I have, they're like old school ones. So Randy, Stan Lee signed them in the bottom. But funny enough, my first collectible statue, whatever, was a signed Juggernaut. But he signed it right on his chest. So it was like an awkward, spot. It kind of stands out too much where. I remember, I remember trying to sell it a while back, and people were like, "We don't like the signature," and I was like, "But it's Stan Lee," and they were like, "It even has like a little sticker on it, it's authentic and everything like that." And it came with a card and everything. But yeah, I got D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox to sign a couple of my Bowens, and right behind me there was that what's that thing called, JSA? What is it? They were right behind it, and they're like, "You want to get it like?" Yeah, you want to get authenticated, and I was like, for what? Like,
Well, especially if you're keeping it and you were there.
Yeah.
That's different. Like, yeah, if you're gonna keep it, I feel like to me it wouldn't matter. But if you want to like future, for baby casual, for his future, like I'd probably get it authenticated. But it depends who it is too, right? I think Zach spoke about it. Like Harrison Ford. He got a signature on an index card that cost like $800 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, no thanks.
If a Harrison Ford autograph is less than $800, it is fake, and don't buy it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Do you view like autographs on stuff like car modifications, where it's like, if you upgrade something in your car, you're not necessarily gonna get like, oh, I put $1,500 into this for like a new exhaust, I'm not going to get that extra $1,500 back when I go to sell anyway.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how signing is.
Well, and I think with cars too, it's more of like getting it done at a certain shop, and maybe they'll
Sean, perfect. Oh my god.
love you, man.
Just waiting for it.
But I think with like cars, it's like the shop that you get it done at, right? Like if it's a really like high end shop, or there's one here in Texas called Hennessy Customs, right? And they'll stitch something into like the leather or something like that.
Okay. I still feel like if even the Pimp My Rides aren't like selling for that much extra.
All right.
Man, that's a blast from the past.
I just want to say one other thing. You know, there's a thing about like when you get a vintage comic book that is like a notable issue signed, or even like and even like the old Star Wars figures. In a lot of cases, you're actually decreasing the value of the product. So, you know, get a tasteful thing signed. Get an item of low value that's connected to the person signed, instead of ruining a part of cultural heritage. Everyone, PSA.
That's actually a really good point too. You know, when I worked at the comic shop, we told people that all the time. Like, you know, you think it's a great idea to get this vintage comic book CGC signed, a signature series, you know, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of hardcore collectors of vintage books don't want autographed autographed CGC books. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty out there, but all right, guys, like we said earlier, we have a packed show, and we got a good discussion a little bit later for the new HasLab. So we're going to kind of fly through some of this. If you guys see something you're super interested in, just let me know. Starting with Mezco, they had a few reveals. Is all they really had is Nightwing, the White Ranger, Casey Jones, and the Mask. I think the Mask is probably the more interesting one out of all of these. Just a classic movie, like to have a Mask figure, and then I'd be interested in seeing all the extra accessories he comes with, especially the wooden mask. That's the one I really want to see, and how that might work out.
Sean, this is clearly a comic book figure, not a film mask. Like, clearly.
Yeah, I know. Cross it over.
That
I like
Casey
that
Jones.
they're bringing. Yeah, I was just about to say. I like that they're doing more Turtles, because they did the 4-pack, right? Before.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
In Ateneo Comic, yeah, this. Oh well, perfect. Yeah, man, this is Mezco was like awesome. They were cool. They had cool stuff.
And then all we have left for them is some SDCC picks.
I feel like they kind of ruined the Nightwing for me a little bit though with the shoulder pads.
Well, that pose in that promo shot, like, what is going on there? I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't wear shoulder pads. It reminds me of Batman, like saying, "I'm not wearing hockey pads" when he's.
Man, I cannot wait for this Iron Man.
Yeah,
Do you
that
have
was
any
really
Mezco?
cool.
Dick Tracy.
Do you have any Mezco Iron Man, Sean?
Yeah, I have the classic red and gold.
How's the quality compared to, say, something like Hot Toys?
I mean, with Hot Toys, you're gonna get a lot more gimmicks with it. You know, like a panel opening here or there. Like, I don't even think he has flaps that open up. You know, so, but it's really cool. It's classic. It's really posable. It's a lot of fun. I have it right next to the Thanos as well. We got this Fantastic Four set coming. It's been a while since we really heard anything about it, but I think these look really good. I really like the Thing.
Yeah,
The Thing looks
he's
really cool.
He's badass. Dude on the right, what's his stretchy dude?
Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, he's kind of creepy looking, but yeah, it's interesting they're doing it like that.
They look great together. I feel like they sort of missed an opportunity on the display for that, because, you know, they could have done it so nice where the flames are like lit up and they're posed like from a perfect angle for like photography for social media at the event. You know, that's basically what I'll do, is tell people how they messed up on their photo opportunities for promotion. But these are beautiful. Like, look at that.
You know
Amazing.
what they should have done, honestly, is include these 4 individual bases, but then also have a bigger base with all
Yeah.
4 of them, since it is a 4-pack.
That'd be cool.
Then you could place them
Yeah.
on.
It's almost a statue when you put them all together. It's like a diorama. You can't show them individually. They should almost not even sell them individually.
What's the price on these guys? These look really, really nice.
I thought it was like $425.
Yeah, I think it was like four
wow.
something.
Yeah, basically 100 per ish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then and Mezco does really well with some of those prices. I mean, I think even the Power Rangers is right at 500.
And the
And you get-
accessories,
the-
though, you get a
Yeah,
ton of
you get
stuff.
a ton of stuff. But
But do you want? I wonder what the articulation on that Mr. Fantastic is like, though. But
Well,
I was
he has
kind of
switch
wondering
out.
like how well he's gonna stand, like being all stretched like that.
He has switch out torsos and stuff, so it's not always
I
stretched.
think
Okay.
he has switch outs. Yeah, he must. Yeah.
We got the Zack Snyder Justice League set right here, Steel Box, Batman and Flash.
Superman's missing. Isn't the black suit Superman come with that?
I don't remember. Do you, Steve? Do you remember seeing that one?
Sorry, no, I didn't see that one.
Because I remember that being a 3-pack.
Yeah.
We are going to go ahead and move on to Mafex. So we got 2 new releases. The first one is the Mafex number 217 Captain America comic version for $104.99, due out this July. And I'm going to go ahead and go through the other one as well. We'll see her in a second. It's going to be the Phoenix number 218 comic version, also for $104.99, due out in July next year as well. I got to be honest, I don't like this Captain America.
It's the
What do you guys
portraits. It's 100%.
Look at
those.
that.
well, if I think the legs look like a weird mix match of repurposed parts, like something going on with the bottom of the legs there. But
Do you think they're too thin?
well, I don't like. Is
Maybe.
that frill like comic accurate? It must be, I guess. But it just looks crazy to me, like the top red part.
I just don't remember him being so pale.
No, they really missed on the portraits. Like he's
Yeah,
know?
something's off, and that grimace in the middle is especially bad.
I do think it's cool how the shield sits on him. So that's kind of cool. You get that backpack style. But yeah, he's gonna come with 3 extra head sculpts, or really just 2 extra head sculpts. One without the mask, and then the kind of the grinding the teeth version, and then just kind of stern look. And then he comes with a shield, and he comes with another piece where he can have the mask like as if he pulled it back, or if
Nice.
he was holding the mask. So that's kind of cool to include. That's a cool little touch. The next one was the Phoenix. Again, it was $104.99. And I think this looks really cool. I think if they get that gold just right, it's going to pop really well off of the green. She has 3 head sculpts total. And then,
Yeah, that's much
Yeah,
cooler than what we just saw.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
far.
see, this pose looks so cool. Her hair flying back, and then she's just kind of like, "What's up?" Right? So, anyone
it-
here a huge Phoenix fan?
Oh yeah, I got Dark Phoenix for
Oh, that's
my
right.
statues.
You do have that.
Is it common for like the portraits to be like that, like Captain America's? Like, I don't know how that got past quality control.
But do
I'm
you just mean
sorry.
there's- but do you just mean there's not enough like paint work? Because I think if she didn't have the eye makeup, it might look a little overly simplistic too. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that different really. I think this is just like it has more going for it in general, metallic paint and all that.
I feel like that was an older Mafex like portrait. That's what they used to look like, and then
Yeah.
they like got better for a long time. And I don't know what happened with that one, to be honest.
Could be really flat lighting in the photos too. Like you see how when they have the portrait shots, if the light's off to the side, it looks like there's more tones than there actually is on the product when you have the shadow on the one side there.
Moving on, we're going to talk. We're just going to kind of run through some of these pictures. So Metacon had their toy exhibition 2023, and some of the stuff that they had revealed was the Zack Snyder Superman, Zack Snyder Justice League Nightmare Batman, the Joker, the Return of Superman Eradicator, Return of Superman Superboy, Batman Hush, Scarecrow, Batman Hush, Riddler, and the Flash from the new Flash movie. From Marvel, they had No Way Home's integrated suit. Also, No Way Home's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Black Panther from Endgame. From Age of Apocalypse, Wolverine and Cyclops. A Daredevil, and 2099 comic version of Spider-Man. From Star Wars, they had the Mandalorian's Luke Skywalker and Forlom. See him right there. And then from the boys, the Deep, A-Train, Queen Maves. I don't know how do y'all say her name? I haven't watched the show.
Queen Maeve.
Maeve, and then Soldier Boy.
Well, these are kind of interesting.
Anything catch y'all's eyes?
I mean, Forlom for Star Wars is an interesting choice because the design was recently reused for like 38 seconds on the Kenobi show in a forgettable fashion, much like the rest of the show. But Forlom is a cool design, and he's just one of those bounty hunters, much like Dengar, who just chills out on the Darth Vader's Star Destroyer for about a minute. And, it's just like a murderous C-3PO with a bug head. So it's cool.
That 2099 looks good.
You got
The
those
Daredevil
Iron
looks
Mans
cool.
too.
That is stealth
suit
yeah.
Iron Man.
I was just about to
That
say,
might
yeah.
make me rethink the Mezco.
I
I really like this Black Panther too, the Endgame.
I'm so happy they completed the reign of Superman. Like they actually followed through with that line. So now you can get all 4 Superman imposters and a recovery suit Superman.
Scarecrow looks pretty cool too.
Superman had his identity stolen 4 times.
Are you being serious, Clark?
Have we talked about this Darth Vader yet? I don't think we have we?
I think we did when we were
Was
talking
it
about.
Sideshow or not Sideshow? SH Figure Arts.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's right.
Might have been them.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move into McFarlane, we did get several people jumping in. So we had Cash jumping in. Thanks for joining us. Slifer, Aero Maestro, Mark Pearson again, Punisher, Mark P. Mark, you had asked if we showed the Black Widow Legends figure. Yes, we did. And it's really cool. One more time, she's right here.
Did she come in a non-plastic box, or did she have, or was she retro-carded?
No, she is. I'll show you real quick. I did have it right here. Never mind.
I mean, thank goodness they're doing away with those.
Ooh, one of the last.
Yep, and we will see some clamshells today for Marvel. So stay tuned for that. From McFarlane, we have the DC Multiverse Batman and Spawn action figure 2-pack for $50. It's available now on BBTS.
Batman
So go
looks
check
like he
that
stepped on
out.
a Lego.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Batman, but I think the Spawn looks pretty cool.
No. McFarlane always nails the Spawn characters.
That was his baby.
I know, seeing that like Sam and Twitch 2-pack in Target, like that one is always tempting.
Sorry, Marky Mark.
The paint on the Batman's kind of cool, but yeah, something is kind of
I hope he has another head sculpt. That would.
I think it's the
maybe
gloss.
it's the head sculpt, I guess.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, don't annoy Mark, Sean. He said he's going to sell me some vintage Star Wars figures.
What does that have to do with me?
He's going to
Don't
get
do
in a
it,
bad mood.
The next thing we got was the DC Rebirth, DC Multiverse Martian Manhunter. This is a BBTS exclusive, limited black and white accent edition figure is going to be $30, due out in September of this year. I like Martian Manhunter, and I like that original release that they had. I think this one looks really cool, though.
Did they miss the part where it's supposed to be black and white?
The sculpt is cool, but I don't know much about this character though.
Core Justice Leaguer?
It's going to come in
Turtle
that
7.
big box tin that they like to do. Well, it's not. I don't think it's tin, but I call it a tin. But it has that big old clamshell in there, so be packed in nice and tight. Again, it's a BBTS exclusive. And the next thing we have is Batman Hush DC Multiverse Batman Black version action figure, due out. For $24.99. Pre-orders are sold out on BBTS, but on Amazon and Entertainment Earth, it's going for $19.99, due out October or November of this year. I feel like Batman Hush is like one of those figures that you gravitate to. I mean, that's the story I always heard people real excited about. What about you guys with this one?
It's a cool suit, but the one knee joint there is just very. I mean, can't really hide it. But
That one right there.
Yeah.
He's not engaging the
Oh, God.
upper bend
Look-
part.
Okay, look at that though. Okay, once again, I'm coming after the photographers. Like, you guys just did it wrong. Like, you're supposed to there's like two notches open on the bottom. They should have done 1 and 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that knee just looks broken. Like,
Yeah, they
like
could
take
have
some
fixed
pride
this.
in your work. Anyway, soapbox. I'm stepping down right now. It's fine.
The suit is cool.
The thing I have to say with the Batman figures, though, at least McFarlane does different plastic capes in different directions and stuff. Like, he changes up the cape a little bit so you don't have Batman all with the same cape.
Yeah, but even this one looks like it would hinder some articulation on that left side. You know, you'd have to like pull it back, and then it's just kind of going to be sitting on him a little bit, right?
It's like you can't even do the pose that it's showing on the picture right there, because it's left
That's
foot
a
when
big
it's
deal
like
for
that.
me.
I would
That's so
say if I'm-
signature. That's like so signature McFarlane to like purposely interrupt your articulation. It's good.
If I'm posing, though, I'm not buying McFarlane. I'd probably go like Mofex or something.
And then we had some pictures from SDCC that got dropped. It's the Batman and Robin movie set, or not movie set, but it's Build-A-Wave. I'm guessing the Build-A-Figure is going to be Mr. Freeze. I really
Yeah.
like this movie. I hear some people don't like this movie, but I always thought Mr. Freeze was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget on the main show they were talking about like this is probably a couple months ago. They were talking about like some third-party company that was like teasing a 6-scale like Arnold Mr. Freeze, and like it's just like okay, I agree that it's a really stupid movie, but like that costume is insane. Like that
Yeah.
costume is so good. like and it's also the fact that it's Arnold. Like I don't know if that's the Build-A-Figure. I would almost be tempted to just like buy that put together on the secondary market, just because it's like I remember having like the crappy like 5 POA figure when the movie came out, and like thinking that I remember being a kid and knowing that the Ice Age didn't kill the dinosaurs, but that it was a funny line.
So
It's great.
I remember, I think it was McDonald's. They had the cups, the glasses, the mugs, right? And they had some toys with it. And I've been trying to remember which one I was wanting. I don't know if it was the Batarang or what, but this is going to be a cool set. And I kind of want, like I said, I kind of want that Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, and
Um,
can we zoom in to see if the suits have the nips or not? Like, can we confirm that?
You can't see it from here, like. Some more gold label stuff coming out. I believe we talked about the Catboy man thing, right?
Catman.
And then we
Yeah.
got the Joker lantern right here, looking pretty cool. And then here's a good one, Hawkman. That guy looks freaking awesome. I hope those wings come out like that, though. What do you guys think about this one?
Hawkman looks great in every iteration, like from figures to like hot toys to statues to it's even like cosplay. It looks amazing. But these 7-inch figures are pretty cool. They're doing a little bit of everything, right? From movies to comics, back to movies. It's really cool.
And then we have those comic
Yeah.
figures that we talked about. I don't know what's going on with this Batman right here. Brenton, do you have any insight on that, or anybody else?
I'm pretty sure that's Rebirth Batman because he has the annoying yellow around the bat logo on his
Blue and
chest.
gray variant is what it says.
But I think that's what it's based on.
Wonder Woman looks pretty good though. All right, moving into Super 7. All we really have is an update on the Thundercats layer. It did get backed fully, or not, I shouldn't say fully, but it did get backed. It's at 3,149 as of this afternoon. And anybody who early backed is getting the key that
Wow.
comes with it. Last we talked about this, it was only at like 800. So Thundercats fans are going to be all hyped up for this. But it's still got to get to 4,000 to get that first tier, and then 5,000 to get the second tier. The first tier was the Sword of Omen, the Claw Shield, and the Lab set. And then tier 2 was the exclusive Lion-O, Astral Projection Lion-O.
This is great. These tiers are like so unessential, unlike a crowdfunding project we're going to talk about later.
I saw
You
this
know
in
that-
person. It's insanely like massive. It's bigger than what you think
Yeah.
it is. Like in your
Well,
head.
look at that. Look at that Lino. Like that's a 7-inch figure.
It is absolutely
looks-
ridiculous.
Like a 3.75 figure, man. This guy's
glad it-
huge.
I'm so glad it got funded because I know now someday I'm going to go over to somebody's house and I will have a chance to pray in front of it, even though I won't buy it.
How much was it?
It was $650.
Oh, that's not too bad considering how massive it is.
The pre-orders will close on September 17th, so you have a little over a month to get your pre-order, and if you want this, it's due out for October of next year.
This thing's a freaking monster, though. Yeah.
I mean,
amazing.
guys, how do y'all feel just in general about these crowdfunding? Seems like a lot of retailers are starting to do some form of crowdfunding. Let's maybe stay off the Dean rant, but if you're going to put something out like this and you want it to be backed and you at least hit your mark, do you feel like it should just be automatically like released to the general public? Maybe like 1,000 or two more,
Yeah.
or 10,000 units, or
I'm gonna say no, just because when you're dealing with an item, like a good example is like a couple years ago, Hasbro reissued the TVC Millennium Falcon, and I think the U.S. retail was like $399 or something. And you know, Hasbro knows their audience. They know that the people picking that up are men over 30 years old who care about the box condition, and because of that, Target, who was the exclusive retailer in the US, I think they made it an online exclusive so that they wouldn't be lingering in stores, getting beat up over months, and essentially becoming much less valuable than the retail price. So I don't think something like this should exist at general retail, because where are you going to go that you're buying a $600 toy?
Well, that and I think shelf space, because every retailer has specific space for whatever company. And something this big, where are you going to stick it that's not taking over someone else's space?
You know, it's the funniest thing because, like, I'm not exaggerating when I say, like, it's bigger than what you think it is in your head. It's massive. So it'd be cool if they had it, like, in every other Target store. So, you know, the public at least knows what they're getting into.
maybe like
this is
allocated.
massive.
By the way, That Falcon I was talking about was at retail in Canada at Toys R Us, and that's where I bought it. And you if you wanted a nice box, you had to snatch that thing up the week it came out. Otherwise, the peasant children would get in there and start touching it.
Well, that's the place you would need to find something like this at Toys R Us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on to Bandai, we're going to start with the SH Figure Arts Blue Eyes White Dragon, scheduled for release in December. It's going to be about 14,300 yen. No word on the US price yet. Pre-orders go on sale tomorrow. This is a pre-order for me. I am getting this. I still have my Blue Eyes Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I am going to place this right next to it. This is coming home to me. What do you guys think? Any of y'all ever Yu-Gi-Oh fans?
No, but this looks cool. I think this is one we looked at last episode, and the stand looked kind of like it looked like it needed wing supports or something. That seems like a bit much to me, but hopefully it displays nicely once you get it there, Sean.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be very heavy. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 different stands. One for the effect, one for looks like the torso maybe, and then for each wing.
Yeah.
The first pick, like I was gonna say, compared to last week with all the stands, where he's like just crouched and sitting on the ground, it looks a lot cooler. Like there.
Yeah, that looks pretty.
If that's
legit.
possible, yeah, without any support.
Maestro said he's definitely buying 3 of these. I thought about it. I need to see that US price. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be around $100, 110.
I think this is the first one. I've been on a couple shows now, like here and there, and I think it's the first one where Sean introduces a figure, and he goes like, "I'm getting it, you guys. You guys stay behind. You guys stay back." I was like, "All
This
right,
one's mine."
yeah.
Here,
was
Brenton,
like,
take
wow.
the show. I'm ordering it right now.
Yeah.
You can have.
Don't question him.
Yeah.
Watching that, I'm gonna come on the show one day and just be like, "Guys, I missed the pre-order window.
I missed
It went
out.
too long."
Yeah, if you don't get this,
I know.
you're gonna let
I
it
know,
down
right?
now.
Okay,
Flip
but
it now.
is this if you need that stand to support this like fireball here? Like, is that false advertising? Because that first picture, it can't even sit in his mouth without a stand.
Let's see.
Makes you wonder how much is photoshopped out.
There's probably more stands in the background, holding the tail up or something.
Well,
I
probably all
definitely
these are
agree with you
photoshopped.
here, yeah, I think so.
The next thing we have is the SH Bruce Lee Legacy 50-year edition, or 50th edition, for 8,800 yen, or about $61 USD. This is going to be out in December. This is a general retail release and will go up for pre-order tomorrow in Japan. Anybody big Bruce Lee fans?
I mean, if you don't like Enter the Dragon, you probably don't like awesome movies. But it's it's cool that it's sort of a generic Bruce Lee, but there's by doing that they're saving money and they only have to pay the Bruce Lee estate and they don't have to get the intellectual property rights to do something like Enter the Dragon. I don't know, it's cool. I need to look into what they're actually referencing when they say 50 years. Like, is it his like first big movie? I think that would be older than 50 years by now. So I'm kind of curious what that's in reference to.
Yeah, that's a good question because Enter the Dragon was like 1973.
Yeah. Well, I guess that could be it then.
What's up with the shoulders and the chest? It looks like a lot of cardboard, like all put together. Like, but I guess that's how it's gonna move
Yeah.
around, right?
You need those butterfly joints, otherwise he can't move his arms across his chest like you normally would.
Oh,
Yeah, so you
okay.
see casual, he has no shirt on, therefore his figure is going to look insane.
Awesome.
Moving on, last thing we have. This was a last minute ad from earlier today. The SH Figure Arts Mecha Frieza, $85 on P Bandai. Pre-orders go up tomorrow and it's due out for April 2024. Chris, you were saying that this is right about when you started watching. I kind of agreed with you. This was pretty close to when I started watching, but I think the coolest part on this is that they're going to
Oh,
include that slice.
That's crazy.
That
Children's
slice right there.
cartoon. Yeah, right down the brain. This. I mean, that is like, how is that possible? Is it two bodies? I don't know what I'm even looking at, but
I want to know how far you could pull apart this body.
I mean, it's two pieces clearly right there. I just don't understand what I'm looking at because the first picture doesn't have that line, right?
And this still has the joints on like the feet and stuff. Like you can see there's the ball joints on the feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was
right
trying
there.
to find, and on the next picture where she's split, or he's split in half.
Maybe it's just the torso and the head that you get two.
But yeah, I'm wondering what are they doing? I think it's a
Do you-
Well,
totally different
it
body
looks-
though.
do you think it just slides a little bit?
That's
Like
what I'm
there's
wondering.
just functionality to it.
Or just opens or something. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like you
but,
can kind of
yeah.
see right here.
But in the first pic, you don't see that line though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the mouth. So seeing the mouth, that's where it should be the most distinct, right?
Right there.
It's a
Yeah.
different head though. Look,
It's
the
also a
mouth's-
different faceplate,
Yeah.
yeah, or something.
I don't know. I mean, that's awesome, but
What about the upper torso? Does it articulate and then
Maybe
in the cut,
maybe
is
like
it
right here at the
articulated?
diaphragm.
Maybe you get two different torsos or something.
Is it
yeah,
articulated in the cut one too?
probably not.
Let's see.
I
No,
wonder if you get
it's-
one.
it's
That
a
looks
still-
that's solid.
Yeah, it's solid, so it's a totally different. But there are articulations in the arm joints here and stuff, so it is a different.
Yeah. It's a different torso.
They plug
Yep.
into the torso, maybe the arms.
So that's an awesome accessory that
Very
you
cool, yeah.
should be pleased about. Yeah.
Yeah, but it goes all the way down to where the tail is. If you look in that picture, like it
Yeah,
comes
but
through.
it's probably the same legs.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
where the tail
Right
cuts
there.
off, you can plug in that probably the tail maybe from the other body. Or it comes with additional legs and arms, but I would think you have to swap them out.
We're just gonna need Dean to buy this, and he can do a review on
Okay,
it for us.
just appreciate that, like
It's
you see
sweet,
that
yeah.
part where it slices like the base of the tail. They
Yep.
could have like saved a whole piece by just not having it go through there, but they did it. Look at that. That's awesome.
It's just
And
cool they
then
even tried
we
that
have-
concept.
Sorry, what was that, Brenton?
So it's just cool that they even tried that concept.
Yeah, it's cool to see some new little gimmicks in there. So we're just gonna wrap up some of the SDCC picks. Not Batfish. I'm sorry. Casual. If you see anything that jumps out at you that you saw live and we're not really seeing the full thing, just let us know. First being the Star-Lord and Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I kind of want to get this just because it's the closest to the comic suits that we get for the Guardians, but it's just that hip area on Chris Pratt right there. I don't like that. They're notorious for having what people call like the diaper look on him, and I don't even know if that's that. So I think that looks really bad. But
That's the jock strap.
yeah,
It's like a
jock
banana
strap.
hammock right there.
Yeah.
We got the Green Goblin from No Way Home, and the 2099 Spider-Man from the new
Hot
movie.
Toys.
That's like the Hot Toys
Oh.
before they added the suit.
Yeah.
That's great.
They made
And
that
then-
suit damn quick though.
And then we got Shazam. No, not Shazam. Idiot.
Black Adam.
Black Adam.
The Rock.
What's the difference?
Yeah, big difference.
That portrait's pretty good, don't you guys think?
I mean, they're both D tier superheroes. Let's be honest.
Just because it's not Star Wars.
I've heard of Batman.
That Bat guy, he dedicates his life to cosplay and to beating up the mentally ill.
Wow.
Whoa.
Keaton Batman.
There he is.
There he is.
There we go.
A lot of the SH Monster Art stuff that they've announced for a while, I was really interested in seeing how this Mechagodzilla was going to work with that backpack, and I think it looks awesome. And then it's also a 3-pack, I believe. It's this guy right here in the back, and I can't remember. Was it a regular Godzilla? Maybe.
The big boy in the back.
Yeah. That's like Mechagodzilla 3. There you go. I gotta watch some of
Yeah.
those. There's like a real old Mechagodzilla, then like a '90s one. I'm sure they're like brutally entertaining to watch in the current time period.
And then we got some Ultramen. And then we have the Star Wars Realization line with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
How
We
dare
did
they?
not cover this.
I was about to say that.
announced a couple weeks ago. But what do you guys think about this?
I need a close up on this Obi-Wan. Like, is this like a
Oh, that-
weird cultural appropriation thing going on here? Like, what's
mean,
happening?
It's weird.
He looks like, oh, what is that actor? He looks like, he definitely
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I know
this-
what you're talking about.
Oh,
with the big mustache.
yeah.
yeah,
the
from The
big-
Office, right?
No, I
from,
thought it was like Parks and Recreation or something.
that
or,
guy.
Oh, Parks and
Oh
Rec.
my God! Yes, yeah.
okay, but like,
Ron
so
Swanson.
Yeah.
First of all, the samurai movie realization line is an abomination in the first place, and it's been going on for years, far too long. But at least they had the good sense to only do helmeted characters, because like after all, Darth Vader's original design is a bit of a samurai reference. Fair enough, but like this is crazy. The Obi-Wan show sucked. They shouldn't still be making merch for it. Everyone knows it sucks. What are they doing? That Obi-Wan looks crazy.
Chris, you're blurry, so no one could see you. You're blurry for a reason.
It doesn't matter. You can.
That was Disney.
yeah.
Disney's censoring me.
Stuff like this is cool, but yeah, what we saw there was no. Nah.
Well,
So we got-
that
look-
line's been going for like 4 years, and they've never done a human character. You can see why.
And then we have another realization of Mando and Grogu. And then a really kick-ass Dragon Ball Z display. Did you run into this one, Steve?
No, I didn't get to see this one. I would have stopped by and took a bunch of pictures of this one, but didn't see this one.
Whoa,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Look at Brawly. Brawly on the left-hand side, he's huge.
Look at this. So, okay, so we talked about this. We were wondering how that handpiece was going to work. It looks like it's a little clip that goes in the back.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's that Frieza. Dang, that would have been the time to see how he slices. We're gonna jump right into Star Wars. We are not gonna have a vintage talk today because we're gonna have a pretty decent conversation, I think, on the new HasLab. So we're gonna run through this. If you guys see anything crazy, let me know. So the first thing we have is the Black Series Ahsoka Padawan, $24.99, due out this winter. A few Ahsokas have been out by now. What do you guys think?
I think that if you compare the sculpt to the recently reissued TVC Ahsoka, you will start to sort of see how Hasbro's style has changed over time, and I will leave it at that.
So you're
I
saying
really-
it's good or bad?
And
I'm just saying if you compare those two, you'll have some interesting observations. That's all I'm saying.
I'd say it looks good, but yeah, the promo pics look good of it.
So, Air Maestro kind of weighed in on this. They said it's an optional torso, and then it was on their IG. They said. Next, we have Star Wars Black Series Pre-Vizsla for $24.99, due out this fall. Again, casual Star Wars fan here.
Yep.
Where is he coming in, and how does he relate?
Oh man, well, it's just Clone Wars show stuff, but I think the big complaint, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like to me the big complaint I was hearing about this guy is that it's reusing the Django Fett body, which is pretty old at this point. And that's like probably like 2015 or something. So, they've had newer Mandalorian bodies, but I guess technically Django's was like most accurate to the basic design. But as far as paint and design goes, it's pretty cool. But as someone who's got a ton of Star Wars stuff, and I like Star Wars, like I think we got enough generic Mandalorians who are not Boba Fett.
So this is going to come with 2 blasters, the Darksaber, a helmet, and then his rocket boosters, I guess what you call it. And it's not in the all paper cardboard box. We're
Thank
finally going to get them back in clamshells here.
Yeah.
So
This guy
that is cool.
This guy loses points for being canonically related to Jon Favreau's character in The Mandalorian.
Next thing we have is the R2D2. He is going to be $24.99, due out December 1st of 2023. Isn't there quite a bit of R2s out by now? And
Okay.
we're still doing this? What's the difference here? I like all the accessories, though.
I'm glad you asked, Sean. So basically, this is actually a somewhat new R2 because for years since like 2013, the Black Series R2 was underscaled, and they kept reissuing it and making different R2 units using this underscaled body. And only just recently on the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary cards, they debuted this larger R2, and this is the mainline release of that one, and it's your second chance to get it. But it is way newer than you might think, given that it's R2D2.
I like the phonemic spelling on the front of the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's vintage.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
not.
you know,
I'm not a fan of the price, to be honest. I think
Okay.
it would be a little less, but
This is perfect just because I have it beside me. But like solo cam me for a sec. Look at this. This is why the phonetic spelling. Oh, will it focus? Oh man, I'm getting busted. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
yeah, because it's on there.
R2.
That's why the phonetic spelling, because the original one did that.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
And
These
then
kids
we
are too
have
dumb.
Black Series Sabine Wren, $24.99, due out this fall. This is from the Ahsoka show.
Man, they all look the same with like repaints and portraits.
Well, this is a completely new figure, but because it's yet again another generic Mandalorian, you are glazing over.
I don't know what the actress looks like, but the sculpt looks kind of soft, but I don't know. This looks better.
Yeah, this looks way better.
So next we have General Hera Syndulla. Did I say that
Hera,
right?
yeah.
Syndulla?
Close enough.
$24.99, also due out this fall.
Did they even give her double jointed elbows? Because the female figures, they always like kind of make them crappier.
Well, in Black Series double joint, it's pretty much extinct unless they're reusing an old sculpt, Brenton. Like they don't, they're like Star Wars collectors like accuracy over articulation.
Gotcha. Because that's what I was most impressed with the Electra's Daredevil figure that came out, with actually giving her double jointed elbows.
And then the last thing we have for the Black Series is their holiday figures. These are going to be $27.99, due out this fall.
Kill it
So
with
you're gonna
fire.
You're gonna have you're gonna have an Ewok. You're gonna have Mandalorian Scout, a Mandalorian Scout, a Purge Trooper, Jawa.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Keep
to
going,
him?
keep going, keep going.
You're gonna have a Snow Trooper and KX Security Droid.
That's cool.
I think.
So,
wants these
Chris,
in
are
his
you getting any
stocking.
of these? Is this a line you collect?
I think this should be prosecuted as a war crime.
But isn't Star Wars a Christmas movie?
Wow.
Well, there's a Thanksgiving Star Wars movie, but
Yeah.
we can't get into that now.
Yeah, that's. I've seen some of that.
He's turning him into a puppet. I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, these are not. They're some of them. They've done some fun ones in the past, but yeah, obviously they're just trying to get rid of stuff that they.
You're being too nice, Badfish. If you like these, I personally have a problem with you.
Oh, I don't like them, but they're.
Isn't that one on the shelf?
There
right
have
there?
been some fun ones.
Oh,
in
there it
the
is.
past.
Oh, look, it's right behind him.
I should find one. Yeah.
All right, moving into TVC, we only got three things here. We got the Star Wars Vintage Collection, a Grand Admiral Thrawn, $16.99. This is sold out on Pulse, due out in December.
This is cool, but the real interesting thing here, if you go back to the card back shot for a second, is the Vintage Collection always sort of
Oh, no.
redesigned. They they redesigned their card art to be like live action style. So you might see like a TVC, like the older TVC Anakin and Obi-Wan had like a Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen picture. And they don't do that anymore. They're putting cartoons on the card back. It's a new development.
The next one we have is the Vintage Collection Darth Revan, $16 or $17 really. Sold out on Pulse as well. This is due out in January.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks
This looks
badass.
really cool.
Yeah, it's a big upgrade to the last time Revan came out in 3 3/4. It was 2007, and the Hasbro employee in charge of the design Googled Revan and got the wrong picture and made the mask wrong.
You know what I like about the
Knights of the Old
TVC though?
Republic.
The cloth cape and like the, I don't know, the skirt across the front, that they actually use cloth instead of plastic like they would.
Yeah, for 3 3/4, that it looks pretty good. You'd think the fabric would look insane because the figure's so small. Because like it gives away scale pretty good, even on 12 scale stuff. But I mean, the way it's sort of held down there, that looks pretty nice.
And then the last thing we have is the Star Wars Vintage Collection Imperial Officers. This is going to be $59.99, due out on December 1st. Did you get any of these, Chris? Any of these box sets that they've been doing?
No, I think these are, like it's a special modern Star Wars collector that Army builds, and I'm glad they're making these because, there's guys who like to make big dioramas who it's really
Yeah.
torture to make them buy these things single carded and get like, because it'd be like $100 easily for 4 of these things, and I'm glad they're doing them, especially I think they put out a phase 2 clone trooper, and the first one was maybe stormtrooper. It's a great idea. The packaging is sort of reminiscent of the vintage line art boxes where they tried to save money by literally printing things in black and white. So it's like really deep cut if you think about it, because it's like you're not paying for the card backs or the bubbles. You're just getting the bare bones packaging so that you can save your 38 cents per figure, and you're gonna army build and make dioramas. Like, it's conceptually sort of interesting, and I'm glad they're doing them, but I am not building giant dioramas, so it's not for me.
I love this guy's pulling his like collar, like he's like sweating.
Well, I think that's the guy who Vader chokes during the
Yeah,
boardroom scene in A New Hope.
This one right here.
Yeah,
these
Mahdi.
are cool though. Very cool. I like the 4-packs, but yeah, I don't get them either.
And then moving on to the Retro Collection. This is the Star Wars Retro Collection Return of the Jedi multi-pack. $72.99, due out this October 15th.
This is a big deal. This is a real big deal because of 2 out of the 6 figures. And that's one of these 2, which is Yak Face, which is a figure that in the original line was only released in Australia and Canada. So Americans didn't even get a Star Wars figure, and that's pretty amazing. But now here's your chance. And the other one is Mon Mothma, who is actually a new figure who was never released in the original line, but she's the first one on there. But you should actually, I'm kind of bothered by this, because she really should just have 2 stubby hands that do nothing, and she shouldn't have a gun, because like there's a lot of figures in the original line that were just useless and had no accessories, like Sebastian Shaw Anakin or the Imperial Dignitary. Like, Mon Mothma does not need a gun. This is weird. It shouldn't be there. But other than that, it looks pretty true to form. And I'm sure that if they ever sell these individually, the Yak Face is going to make Hasbro a lot of money, because fakes of that are prominent. People love the Yak Face. I had one for a long time, but I think I sold it for $700 or something like that, a loose one. So it's pretty crazy that they're putting it out in this set. But
that's smart.
yeah,
That'll
well, Hasbro, they know their audience, right? So, but the thing is, the card back Yak Face comes on is actually different. He came out on a Power of the Force card back with a coin back in the day on exclusively Canadian packaging. So it's cool to see him on a Return of the Jedi card, but there's some good bootleggers who are making some convincing fake yak faces in factories in China currently because it's that lucrative. So it's just interesting to see that coming out. But it's a nice set altogether. It's some classic figures here. Look at that chunky 5POA Gamorrean guard from 1983.
I mean, he looks cool, but he looks so bad at the same time.
Oh yeah,
feel-
they're not accurate.
I feel like this is Hasbro just saying, we're going to make you pay $70 for Yak Face and then laughing to the bank.
Yeah. I mean, they recently put out a TVC yak face. That's, in my opinion, that's cooler. If you want a vintage yak face, get the real one. Don't be a poser.
Another PSA.
I'll die on that hill.
And then our only 1-to-1 Black Series we got right now is the Star Wars Black Series Ahsoka Tano Force FX Elite Electric Lightsaber. This is going to be $250 due out this fall.
Does everyone?
I mean,
need two of them, or-
$250 and you only get the one,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Ahsoka's a false god and shouldn't be admired by anyone and should have died before the end of the Clone Wars.
So she's your favorite character.
sounds
Exactly.
like
You're
it.
saying.
She's a good character until she should have died at the end of the Clone Wars.
But look, you can clip it to your belt.
Yeah, it's a little bit too reminiscent of a samurai sword. And, let's be honest, there's like maybe 3 iconic lightsaber hilts in existence, and this ain't one of them.
Yeah, it feels like there's not a lot here compared to like a normal hilt. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Are they using new technology on that one? Like, I know that's the biggest thing with like these sabers, how they power on and everything. But
The Force FX, I think, yeah.
oh, okay.
I think.
All right, guys. So we have made it to the Black Series Vintage Collection. Shouldn't have said it like that, but the Vintage Collection HasLab, the Ghost. This is going to be $500 to back. Last day to back is September 6th. Crowdfunding ends in about 36 days. I need to update that. Target backers is 8,000. Current backers is 9,276 as of earlier yesterday. And then it's going to come with the Ghost, of course, and then the Vintage Collection 3.75 General Hura Syndulla.
Exactly.
The first tier is going to be 11,000 backers. You're going to get Ezra at 14,000 backers. You're going to get Kanan and at 17,000 backers. You're going to get Zeb. So Vintage, I'm sure you have so much to say about this. So go for it.
All right. Well, I got a couple things. I'm actually very interested in what Badfish has to say because he's like really sort of thinking about this. Like he's like, oh, I don't know if I should or shouldn't. I'm gonna order one for sure because I know that this is the sort of thing that you can just decide if you don't want it when you get it, that you can just make a couple $100 on it like the week it comes out if you decide that there's no room for it in your life. So it's a pretty safe pickup. But it's cool to see them doing it. It's definitely the biggest TVC 3 3/4 vehicle that's ever been done. And is it as iconic as the Millennium Falcon or even the Razor Crest? I would say no, personally. Even though Rebels had a longer run than the Mandalorian, it doesn't quite do it for me to the same degree. But I'm glad to see TVC sort of being front and center at a SDCC compared to Black Series, which, in my controversial opinion, should end immediately.
I would definitely. I think this looks way better than the Razor Crest. I mean, just all the little details in the buttons. Like even in just this picture here, I don't remember the Razor Crest looking like that from some of the pics that I've seen. Steve, you had the Razor Crest. What do you think? Just like initial impressions on how this looks compared to that.
Yeah, I had the Razor Crest, so it's exactly like you said. There's more options here. Like you could sit her there, or you could have her standing in the.
She's got the little spaceship too.
Yeah,
So,
and then
right there.
there's a lot of detachable parts on this one, while the Razor Crest was just one, huge ass unit and just kind of boring compared to this one. But and this one has like a ton of colors going on with it too, like different shades and different stickers and stuff like that. But looks, what's the price on this one supposedly? I guess.
This one's gonna be 500.
Wow. Okay. I think the Razor Crest was 300, so I think 350.
350.
350.
Yep.
Yeah.
We check.
Well, Badfish, what do you think? Is this something you're gonna pick up?
Steve makes a great point actually with all the different compartments and stuff like that. It's very cool. There's like a lower deck even you could see there in that last picture where it opens below the front turret there. There's like a little like cargo area. Yeah, all the little areas and compartments. It does make it kind of almost as a cooler ship in a way than the Razor Crest in the actual. Chris makes a great point. You getting this, and then if you don't want it, you can just get rid of it. It's not going to be a problem to get rid of. But the only thing that is annoying, I always am curious what the tiers are going to be for any HasLab, and generally when it's additional figures, I find it a little less interesting. And especially when I just kind of liked with the Razor Crest they added additional features or just little accessories that they added on as additional tiers versus figures. Now I know you could use these to sell if you wanted to pay for it.
Yeah.
But as Chris was making the point of, they're kind of essential. Now they're going to be released later again, but
Yeah, in fact, don't get it twisted. Like, if this thing funds just to the first tier, those figures are going to come out eventually. Will they have that mural card back? Probably not. But
No.
they're not going to release the Ghost and not release the main characters from Rebels.
so you'll
So
get
that-
them anyways. So I feel like they could have done something else for the tiers. That was the only thing that I was kind of like a little disappointed when I saw this. Was like, oh, those are the tiers. Okay, but otherwise,
Well,
I
and that
think
was
it's
kind of my
very cool.
question because, like, you need them to tell the story, right? Just having Hera and the Ghost doesn't really do it, right? For what was this, Rebels, right?
Yeah, I
It's
wonder
going to be
if
Rebels
Chopper,
and Ahsoka.
Is Chopper in that little ship? Because they show him.
It's just
do
the
you-
head
It's
stuck
just the
on
head,
there.
so it's always there. Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
figured. I can see it there from here, actually. But
Yeah, I think there's some weird detail where Hasbro can't release a Chopper figure because there was a Disney Parks Droid Factory one not too long ago, which is a really great figure if you can get your hands on it, but it goes for about $50 now, I think. Retail was 13. And I think Hasbro can't actually release a Chopper. I'll be surprised if they do. So I think that's why you just got his head.
in 3.75, I assume, because I have
Yeah.
the 6-inch as well.
Yeah, because it's a weird deal they have with Disney Parks because like you've probably seen there's Disney Parks releases like multi-pack Droid Factory things, and like if you go to the park you can do the build a droid thing. At least they might have got rid of it, but they have like exclusive holiday themed droids and stuff. So I don't think Hasbro can make it, but it's cool to see Chopper's head on there. But the Phantom, which is the little shuttle, is clearly vastly underscaled, which tells you even when they make the biggest 3 3/4 ship of all time, it's still probably 50% under the size that it's supposed to
Oh
be.
yeah,
If it was,
because they can stand up and walk in the back of this normally.
yeah, exactly.
3 of them could walk in the back of that thing.
Yeah.
So if you were to tell the story of Rebels, would this be like the Grail piece, or are we missing something here?
This is it.
This could be another like centerpiece for a collection kind of thing, or if you had like the Falcon and you had other vintage collection vehicles and you had some garage shelves, you could have an awesome like looking spaceport kind of looking setup. I don't know. I think vintage collection vehicles are really badass, and it is sad that they don't release them as often, and the price is gone.
Yeah.
skyrocketed on them. But
That is a good point, though. If you don't already have a TVC or Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon, you shouldn't even be looking at this. That's all I'm trying to say about that. Get yourself a Falcon first, or you're a fake fan, and don't look at this HasLab.
you could do this with like a Slave One, and like I'm trying to think of some of the other iconic ones. But there's some really cool
Maestro says
ships.
personally he's out. He doesn't think it's going to hit the 3rd tier.
Okay, but think about this, though. It's going to be in the Ahsoka show, and they're going to release figures for the Ahsoka show. And its color scheme is actually based on the Ahsoka show, not the Rebels cartoon. But it's also the closest you're ever going to get.
I'd be surprised if this doesn't hit the max tier. I'd be really surprised.
Well, in the the first episode of Ahsoka comes out like mid August. Is that what it is?
I think it's like August 20 something. I forget.
Okay, so just almost at late August.
This will probably be in it, yeah, and then that will bump up more numbers.
That's
for sure.
not much time though. I mean, September 6th is the.
It's in the trailer, though. It's definitely in the show.
That's
That's
true.
all I'm saying.
And then there's the last minute. There's like usually at least an additional 1,000 or more on the last day. So and they're already almost at 10,000. So
Yeah, and one last soapbox here, guys. You know how I was saying earlier, like this is not disclaimer. This is not financial advice, but like I was saying, you're never gonna like the worst performing on the secondary market HasLab was the Razor Crest because it went up like 30% above retail. Like, don't get it twisted. Even if this sells like 30,000, you're not going to lose money on the secondary market. This is not financial advice and may not be true, but all previous data points to this direction. So I'm going to get one, even though I'm not even sure if I want to display it in my collection.
I'm gonna order 5 now. Okay.
You won't.
I won't.
if you got two, the second one would easily pay for the first one. I think. Yeah,
At least 50%.
I think so.
Aramich was calling it episode 4 Big Boom.
That doesn't matter. It's the Razor Crest has more screen time than the Millennium Falcon. Like, get over the fact that it got destroyed, guys.
And one's better. Brenton, do you have anything to say about this?
No.
That was comprehensive. Thank you. Moving on to Marvel Legends. So we got the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 series coming out. They're going to be $25.99 each, due out October, November. This will include Bishop, Magneto, Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, and Rogue. I've never been a big X-Men fan, but the Gambit and the Magneto look pretty legit. What do you guys think?
I agree with everything you just said.
I don't remember a single episode of this cartoon, but the theme music will never leave my brain as long as I live.
They all look great, to be honest. Wolverine, Gambit. I don't know about Bishop. Bishop, I don't remember him looking like that.
His
But,
hair's so short.
yeah.
He had long hair.
he had like
like
bigger
shoulder
arms
length.
and everything too.
Yeah, I think they're maybe just. I
Modernizing it.
haven't seen it, but maybe they're just using generic arms to get away with it.
And I don't think
but
Bishop has that eye tattoo that he normally has.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not seeing it.
I mean, it's a little bit on the card back there, like on the character over his right eye, but I don't see it on the figure.
There's something there.
Yeah, I think the light's just brighter on that side. It is there.
These are
So
cool though.
I think
feel
it's
like-
cool how the Wolverine, like similar to the Captain America Mafex, is going to have that pull down mask. It's kind of a cool touch.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, they nail the retro stuff. They really do.
That Gambit just looks really good. And then moving on, we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends series. Smith, how did you say it, Brent?
Smythe.
Smythe Smythe
Yeah.
and Peter Parker 2-pack. This is going to go along with those VHS tapes. $52.99 due out this fall. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Brenton, what do you think?
I'm tempted to get the animated Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And, just getting these characters that remind me of the cartoon. They're done so well, and it looks like they just came right off the screen from that show.
You think this is a lot better than that other retro that came out a while back?
Yeah, I mean, that Peter didn't look anything like the TV show. It was just more of a comic-esque Peter.
But
This
they
is
had
definitely-
the colors on the card for the TV show though, didn't they?
Yeah, that whole retro carded line is from Spider-Man the Animated Series card back, but then like those characters don't always look like from the show.
Yeah, this sculpt is completely. Yeah, this is really awesome. I'm not a huge. I could do without the Smythe, but those little prongs always creep me out.
Moving on, this is going to be the Marvel Legends series, Marvel Knights, the Mindless One Build-A-Figure wave. They're each going to be $24.99 due out this winter. When I originally saw this, I was like, why are they doing this? I didn't even make the connection that I was Marvel Knights, and now it's slowly growing on me. It's going to include Daredevil, Lady Bullseye, Luke Cage, Gamerverse, Iron Man, and it's, man, they gotta give me something more than just two
That
hands
makes
and
no
some blast
sense
effects.
for a Marvel
Yeah,
Knights.
it's from
to have
that
him in there.
Midnight Suns game that
That's not
I
even
haven't heard
Marvel
anyone
Knights,
play.
though.
It's gonna come with the Fist Ninja, Clea, Blade, and then the Mindless One Build-A-Figure. I think most of these look really cool, and I think by and large, they have lots of accessories. You know, I mean, you get the sword, and you get everything else with Blade. You even get some picks
Stakes.
there. Gets this one. Okay, she only has like the Wanda Maximoff effects. The hand ninja though comes with an extra head sculpt.
Hey, it's the fist, okay?
The fist. I'm
Not
sorry,
the
the
hand.
fist. Luke Cage coming with all he needs. This is the one I think is actually pretty impressive, just with the accessories. I think it's a pretty plain paint job. I know that's how she is in the comics, but I do like the weapons here.
I love that the retro style Power Man. That
Yep.
takes me back, man. That's good stuff.
I have this Daredevil on pre-order already. So,
You have the Daredevil on pre-order?
yeah,
Nice.
to go with the Elektra. So
Is this the only one that does not have the Build-A-Figure piece? Looks like.
oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I'm not gonna build a mindless one anyway. That's those
And
just
it
like
has
live
the,
in the dark dimension.
It has the window. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get back to that.
I was curious,
Yeah.
with all the accessories you got with the Power Ranger, were they just in like a little baggie, or how were they?
Yeah, I got them right here, actually.
Because I know the figures come like in a little paper. So
Yeah,
the
I'll
accessories
show you
as
real
well
quick.
just come in a little baggie.
Yeah, that's what they
Got
do
that.
for the 2-packs.
And this is it. This is the one that the figure came in.
So there's 2 bags.
Branded bags.
Branded
Interesting.
bags.
Very interesting.
Big ballin'. I mean, I really don't want the Iron Man. I'm surprised that they actually included the Build-A-Figure piece with that, because they normally never include a Build-A-Figure piece with an Iron Man. But I don't know. Some of these are really tempting me, like the Daredevil. That might force me to buy that Elektra too.
It's probably the same head.
And then moving on, we have grade the figure. So, Brenton, this is a new segment we added where we will grade some of the figures that we saw today. You're going to give an A, B, C, D, or F answer. Pluses and minuses do count. Just give it your grade when it's your turn, and then give it a little spiel why you think it deserves that. First one being the comic book Mask. My grade on this is going to be an A to start. Or I'm sorry, not an A, an A minus to start, because I want to see all the different accessories that it comes with. I'm really liking the jacket and the little bomb pie that he has there already, and then just how the brows are on him. I think it looks really cool, real animated. So I'm gonna give it an A. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that the jacket, like sometimes when I see these mezcos, like, I restrain myself from saying how the soft goods really give away the scale, but in this case, you don't really see that. And it's basically a 6 scale head with the teeth that big. So like, there's a lot of detail there, and you got some really fine lines on the eyes. So I approve. I'm also giving it an A.
Badfish, what do you think?
Just I guess because we haven't seen all the accessories, I'd probably go I guess A minus. I don't know too much about the comic version either, so I can't necessarily say how accurate it is. But from what I'm seeing, it's really cool, and the tailoring's nice on the jacket and stuff.
Brett, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with a B plus, only because I don't know what accessories are coming with, so that's the biggest question mark. Because I vaguely remember the comic being more violent than the movie ever was. So I'm excited to see. I think this looks great, but I think to get to that A level, it's gonna have to have some awesome accessories to come with this.
And what do you think, Steve?
I like it too. Like I definitely give it like I guess an A, just because like it's screaming out like it's very unique. The jacket, the mask. It's like I remember seeing this cartoon for a little bit, and it definitely gives me like nostalgia feelings right now. And the paint and everything's there, so I don't know. This one looks really cool, and I feel like I'd get this even if it didn't come with any other accessories. Like this, I would probably display it just like this, to be honest.
He's kind of if you think about it, the mask is kind of bootleg Loki as well, because it's Loki's mask.
Wow.
The next one is the Mafex comic version Captain America. I'm gonna go with a D on this. I'm gonna drop it all the way down there. I don't think it's F. I think they did some pretty decent comic accurate stuff on here, but those head sculpts just really didn't do it for me. And with just the shield, what was it? The shield and the mask pull down accessory. Not super excited about this. I think the blue seems a little bit off than what I remember from the classic comics, but I'm definitely going with a D on this. Chris, what do you think?
I'm gonna. I agree with everything you said. I'm just gonna give it a C because I like America.
Chris, how dare you?
I know, right?
I can't give it the D anymore.
Okay, dropping mine to an F.
No, I'm kidding.
Badfish, what do you think?
I'd probably go. I'll go C minus. I'll give it a few points because it's probably got some good articulation from the looks of things, and the shield is kind of cool, like the big shield. But, yeah.
Breton, what do you think now?
I'm going with you. I'm giving this a D. The portraits are awful, and it looks like Cap skipped leg day for whatever reason. I guess the super soldier serum never made it past his waist.
You guys are all on a list for giving it less than a C.
USA.
You know what? It's an automatic F because it's not Rob Lightfield's version. It doesn't have the big chest. It doesn't have the huge muscles.
That's it. From now on, I'm giving all Black Series A's.
Steve, what do you think, man?
I gave the mask an A because of how unique it looked. This looks like I'll just say I'll give it a D. I'm sorry, Chris.
All right, moving on. The SH Monster Arts Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm actually going to give this an A minus. One thing that is kind of like disappointing to me, and I hope this isn't a foreshadowing anything, but it did look like those stands had to hold up the wings. So I'm hoping that they're not big enough to where it just kind of weighs down. I think one of the bigger issues with the NECA gargoyles is that they're the little click joints, I guess they are, in their wings. They're so heavy or so wide that they can't support it and they fall down. At least that was my experience with Goliath and Demona. And I'm expecting more from SH Figure Arts, but this gave me a lot of nostalgia feels. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I'm actually kind of getting back into it. And I think if you could afford 3 of them and you have some Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, they would look really cool together. So I'm going A-. What do you think, Chris?
Oh man, you're just you're seeing what you want to see, sir. I want you to get one so we can find out what's actually going on with that stand. But this is some CGI nonsense right here. This is not a real picture, okay? Like that thing cannot stand on those feet. Look how big it is. It's not going to happen. So I would like to see some real in-hand pictures, but since I don't remember what Yu-Gi-Oh! Space Monster this is, I'm going to give it a C because that stand trips me out and I don't remember what this is and I think it lacks cultural relevance.
Dang. Okay, Batfish.
Yeah, I don't know if it can pull off this pose, even just the like sitting like this. I would go probably a B plus. The paint is cool, articulation and stuff is cool, but yeah, it loses some major points with that stand. Why would you get 3? Sorry, I don't.
So the character Kaiba is the one who controls the Blue Eyes White Dragon cards.
Of course.
And the max that you could have of each card, at least in the anime style, is 3. Without having to go through a card ban list, things like that.
Figured he summoned 3 at some point or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then-
so just so everyone's following along, it's based on the rules of the card game that he thinks you should get 3 of these. Continue, please.
Thank you.
Well,
I
I mean, the
glazed over
character
there.
had all 3, and then he fuses them together, and he makes this even bigger Blue Eyes Dragon version.
Okay,
So,
this is canon event, right?
Breton, what do you think?
I'm going C because I feel like if you need the stands, it kind of ruins the figure to a degree. If it can't do anything without the stands pose-wise, that's a huge disappointment.
That's a good point. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. Like when you first showed this off, like I was like, "Wow, this looks amazing." But then when you showed like 3 stands, like holding it all together, I was like, "What's going on with those like stands like all over the place? Is that optional?"
This is Lugia, right?
Wow.
Wow.
I'll give it a B. Just for Sean.
And the next one is the HasLab Vintage Collection Ghost. Definitely an F for me, even an F minus. I don't
Next
think
slide.
this has any relevance to anything in Star Wars. Maybe that's the one thing me and Chris could agree on. No. I would probably give this like a B plus. I think this is going to be way bigger than the Razor Crest. I think it's going to take up even more space than the Razor Crest. I think the compartments are cool. I think it has a lot of different features, and it definitely has a lot different paint than the Razor Crest did, like at least in like the cockpit and everything like that. But yeah, I'll go with that. What do you think, Chris?
I'm giving it an A because I think, much like that Thundercats base, it's like a monument to mankind's hubris, and I'm glad that it exists. And it's just it's gonna be crazy to see it in some other people's collection rooms after I sell the one that I bought
Wow.
because I don't like Rebels that much. But I'm gonna give it an A.
Go ahead, Badfish.
Yeah, I would agree with Chris there. Actually, yeah, an A. I would give it an A plus if the tiers were better, but this is just the fact that this exists or is going to exist because it's been backed. I'm sorry, Dean. I have to give it a good mark. Just if this is, I've said it before, if this is how we get something this cool, so be it.
Does that require a backing then? If you're going to give it a grade that high,
I mean, it's basically, I'm very much over the fence. I would say it's just a matter of how it's going to work out. I just need to seriously make some room, basically.
Let the record state that Badfish does not have a TVC Millennium Falcon and should not be ordering this.
No, I do.
Okay.
It's over
Fair
there.
enough. All right.
all right, Britton, what do you think?
I'll give it an A. I think for Star Wars, the Vintage Collection is probably the best toy line that Hasbro puts out. And I think this is just another great product that they put a lot of love and care into, which I think they do with most of their vehicles. I don't think you can go wrong with the Vintage Collection, any of the vehicles that they retail or solicit.
All right, Steve, you got the Razor Crest. Is this coming home too?
I had the Razor Crest until I moved.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
but honestly, I would definitely like to add it if I still had the Razor Crest and everything. But just for Chris, I'll give this a D. Just because. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Came out of mute. He put his beer down.
Listen, you do whatever you want. It's already funded. They're gonna all the little Star Wars yuppies are gonna fund it to the nth degree, so it gets all these weird Rebels figures. Don't even worry about it.
I'm just kidding. I like this a lot. I give it an A just because of all the compartments that we saw in the middle of the ship and everywhere else. It's really, really cool. And I'm just interested. Well, the tier system is the big thing for me too. So see how that goes.
Yeah. The 97 Magneto. Not being a big X-Men fan, I think this looks like the better Magneto that's come out over the years. I think there's been at least 2, I think, that I could think of, even across different brands. And I really like the way this one looks more than the others. I'd probably give it an A. I'd probably give it a solid A. Go ahead, Chris.
I didn't pull up a reference photo to compare, but something feels a little claustrophobic about like the size of the head and the helmet here. Like I can't imagine that head looks normal with that helmet off, considering the size of this helmet. Like the head's got to be real tiny. I don't know what's going on there. That's throwing me off a little bit. But I do hear electric guitars when I see any X-Men 97 design. So for that alone, I'll give it a B-.
What do you think, Badfish?
I really like the look of this. A- for me. Just so I think there's a couple others, like you said. I don't know if it's in this scale where they really do the cape over the shoulders. This one, they like really arch it. This one looks better, and I like the shine on the helmet and whatnot. It's cool.
Go ahead, Bretton.
I'm going with the A-. I think it's a good representation of Jim Lee Magneto for the $25 price point. I mean, I think this is a great option for collectors to have.
Yeah, I'll go with an A for this one. Like, I love how everyone, like all the companies are nailing the helmet on Magneto lately. I think Diamond selected it, and then other companies did it, and I feel like they knocked it out of the park with this one. So,
is there a Magneto statue coming out?
Yeah,
XM.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, LBS did one too, and yeah, they're awesome.
And then the last one is the Mecha Frieza. I think it's a cool concept, just kind of nailing the robotic parts to the humanoid parts. And I think that gimmick where he is sliced in half is kind of changes some things. I mean, that kind of engineering on it is really cool, while also preserving what Frieza looks like. This looks spot on to me. I mean, at least from what I can remember, I haven't gone back to go watch it. I am expecting some pretty decent accessories when we get more information on this, but I think I'd give it a solid A. Go ahead,
All
Chris.
right. Well, the split in half swap outs are interesting, but if you think about it, it's sort of forcing you to sort of pose it with another figure in a sort of diorama style. So it would have been better if they would have given us one of those Lugia stands and like he's split in half, like totally separate, so you can see his internal organs. That would have been like a little more hardcore. So like this is one piece, so it's like, yeah, if I can't see half the brain, I don't know if I'm totally feeling it. But it's a great paint job. You have to think of that separate torso and all those parts as accessories, really, in my opinion. So for that, I'm gonna give it a solid A.
Go ahead, Badfish.
I'll go with an A plus.
Wow.
I think with the innovation, as John would say, that's innovation with what they've done. I know it's just an accessory in a way, but at the same time, it's really cool. I mean, and the paint jobs, they've got the gloss and mattes, and it all looks really, really tight. There's no, they seem to generally have really good paint job where you won't get like a bunch of overspill of one going on to the next. So they do a good job with that. So
Go ahead, Britton.
I'm going with an A. I'm just completely agreeing with everything Sean and Badfish said. They already said it really well, so I won't keep going on.
I'm gonna go with an A because everything Brenton just said.
Spark Notes version. All right, guys. We did not do our code today, so let me get that started really quick.
Lugia.
Yeah.
How about Ghost?
I was gonna say that or Ghost.
Fine.
All right. Bonus code Ghost.
All right.
And if you haven't already, go and sign up for this awesome giveaway. We're really getting close to that 3,000 mark. Like I said, I think it was about 20-ish or so that we were off. And if you weren't here prior to when the show started, the details are you have to join Collector Zone Cantina Facebook group, subscribe to the Collecting Weekly YouTube page, also join Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, and for 1 bonus point each, subscribe to 16fix and the Ben Thomas Show. Here is the link for anybody who needs it. And again, our bonus code was GHOST. And we'd like to thank all of our Patreons for their support and all of their input. They really keep these shows going. Starting with Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Nagari, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joel Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Gun Figs, Badfish, Toy Cartel, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krent, Big Fern, Caesar Madokin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomowski, Rick DiGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, Illustrious Rayner, Alan Morgan Takathri, Wah, Derek B, Aries Portillo, Alvin J, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clavenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Dom Matan, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Luis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
Whoa, he's here.
And you guys should have gotten your July stickers already, the ZW sticker, the Zach Wonderland sticker, and our officially revealed new Small Talk logo. Lots of people to thank for this. Chris for doing some work on our intro. We really appreciate that. And good old Manny for helping us out on the design. He stuck with us for quite a bit to kind of get our style that we wanted.
Yeah.
And we think that the logo came out really, really well. Chris, Badfish, do you think we should give a bonus code to anybody who could figure out the inspiration behind the sticker?
Wow. So I think you only need to give 2 answers, but there's 3 acceptable answers, so it shouldn't be
There's
that
3.
hard. Yeah.
Badfish, show us that sticker real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Close
Looking
enough.
good.
This is awesome. I love the glitter on it. It's sweet.
Maybe we could make it a Facebook thing, you know?
I think
First
that's a good idea.
3 people get a bonus code, something like that. We'll talk
That
we'll have to
sounds-
talk
that-
with the powers that be.
That sounds pretty official to me. Yeah.
If you want to become a Patreon, these are our tiers. Starting with the hot seat at $5, become part of the empire with digital benefits, Ox After Dark, the Patreon chat, and weekly shoutouts. Sweet Angel at $7.50. This is going to get you all the swag of the previous tiers, and it's going to get you your stickers sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark replays. And the stickers are sent every other month. Certified Crispy for $15. This includes an official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge, assistance with figure fixes by Zach. Please message him beforehand. And then benefits of the previous tiers. International postage will be charged at cost for the certificate. And then the What a Guy for $25. You're going to get the Pog Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers, benefits from the previous tiers. Again, international postage above $5 will be charged at cost for the Pogs. And then the stickers are set every other month. And then we'd like to thank our YouTube members, starting with Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andreas IB, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Blurred Dad Life, Bob Dylan, CC 3PO, Chris V, Cram, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Dante's Boneyard, Eclectic Collector, Equan, Fat Batman, Garbear, Gotham Cinnabites, Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justin Sports Cards, KJ Smith, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Money Mendez, Mr. Mom Collectibles, Knight, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 16 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Guest, Slifer, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunny Vale, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Cartel, and Zeke. And if you want to become one of the YouTube members, you can start with the Peanut Gallery at $2.99 and then the Patreonies for 99 cents, where you'll get all the loyalty badges. And then lastly, we have all of our shows here. Collecting Weekly being the main show on Tuesday. Unboxing on Monday. Sorry, I did that out of order. After Dark on Wednesdays. OFAC on Thursdays, who alternate with us, so you'll get them next week. And then Just Another Friday Nights have been taking over our Friday show, so make sure you go watch them. They've really been killing it lately. Live and Let Dice, Bricks and Brews, and Ox PD, and we have the reissues. And then Question of the Week on Sundays with Brenton. Badfish, do y'all know of anything y'all got lined up for Ox PD or anything like that right now?
We just ran Ox PD last week, I think it was. So I think they were looking to do one possibly again next week, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And then Live and Let Dice, I believe, is still a go for this Saturday. We had to postpone the last one, unfortunately, very last minute. But we should be a go for this Saturday.
Britton, any early drops on the question this week or not yet?
No, not yet. But I did get this. If you want to see it,
Ooh.
Look at that.
nice little sticker there. So I do have that. It came in my care package this month.
All right, guys, and that's our show. Any shout outs today? Casual, you want to go ahead and start off with you with all the stuff you got going on?
Yeah, man. So, thanks for the invite. I'm sorry I was late today. It's
all good.
I'm on call this week, so I'm just keeping an eye on my phone. But like, I had a bunch of other things to do, catch up on. But no, man, I had a great time, and no, man, thanks for the invite.
Britton, what about you, man? Any shout outs?
Thanks to having me on this week, and thanks for
It's
everyone
been a minute.
watching. Yeah, I know it has been a long time. So
And then definitely go check out Britton's show on Sunday. Badfish Chris, you got anything?
Yeah, I just want to give one more shout out to Eddie Mendez for picking me up that Halo Warthog at SDCC, and it's been really great seeing him on the channel a little bit more lately. So that's pretty cool, and that's all I got.
I was there with him when he picked that up, and that's a big box.
I've been hearing about it.
Wow, that's crazy. It didn't look so big in the picture. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's got black lights in it, and it almost got confiscated by Canadian Customs when my buddy Robert brought it over today. So I'm hoping he actually has it, and he was just messing with me. But he sent me a text earlier today saying that the Canadian Customs wanted confiscated it because it depicted violence, and I think he was just messing with me, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
Badfish, you got anything?
I would say shout out to Dean. We hope he's feeling a bit better, and beyond that, always like him on the show. So he's always missed when he's not here. So
Oh yeah.
that's
Yep.
about it.
Again, big shout out to Manny for the new logo. We'll get all of our other stuff updated like that shows slide and all that kind of stuff coming in the coming shows. Thank you, Chris, for doing all the effects on the intro. It looks so good because of you, so we really appreciate that. And then just thank you for everybody who's been in the chat. A lot of conversations. I think we were around 23 people for most of the show. So thank you guys for sticking with us. We're coming up on episode 100 here in a few weeks. Hopefully have something a little bit special for that. Just trying to work some stuff out, and then maybe a couple other changes to the show as they come, hopefully after episode 100. So be on the lookout for that, and go check out Just Another Friday Nights. They're gonna take over for us on Friday, so make sure you go check them out. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.
good night.
Jumbo.